Well, welcome to week 7, ENG153, Introduction to Literature. This is one of my favorite weeks, and I think you're all going to enjoy it a lot too. We all love pets, right? We all love animals. My wife and I, right in the middle of this COVID-19 crisis, decided to help out our animal shelter and adopted our third dog. Okay, we needed a third dog, like we needed a hole in the head. Great big 55-pound puppy, a Walker Hound, a Tennessee Walker Hound. She's funny, she's crazy, she's nutty. She keeps us really busy, okay? And we did that because our heart goes out in these kinds of situations. I can't imagine a dog just lingering away in the pound or in the shelter, you know. And so we did best as we could, okay? So this unit starts off with the caves at Lascaux. And my wife and I were very, very lucky in the 70s. We're some of the last civilians, non-scientists, to go into these caves. They're in France, southern France. They're very, very primitive. And we went in with a man holding a kerosene lantern, all right, and he could actually point out on the floor footprints of Neanderthal men 30,000 years ago. And then on the wall, these beautiful, beautiful paintings of bison and all kinds of strange animals. And recently, we've been back to a different set of caves, same thing, animals, all right. And then most recently, we've been to New Mexico over Christmas, and the Anasazi Indians, in about 1,000 years ago, were decorating stones with all kinds of animal images. So animals have always been in art, all right? And then animals, of course, first appear in the Bible. Help me out with my Old Testament here. It's 2,000 years BC, right? It's when the Old Testament was written. And Genesis, right? And Noah's Ark, those kinds of things. So animals have been in art and literature throughout all of human history, all right? So I start off with a video about the caves of Lascaux. Very interesting, all right? It's not very long. And then I have you read Genesis, chapter 1 of Genesis, and this is, the creation of the earth, right? Creation of the world. And then have you read a short article about about a biblical view of what dominion is, because if you go through Genesis, it says at one point that and then man will have dominion over the animal kingdom. Well, there's different interpretations of what dominion actually means, all right? And I think that's very fascinating. So here we have very, very early literature dealing with our role vis-a-vis animals, okay? There's a beautiful poem by John Updike, famous writer, all right, known mostly for his novels, but here's a poem, Dog's Death. William Stafford, Traveling Through the Dark, short story, Shooting an Elephant by George Orwell. George Orwell is known most often for, War of the Worlds, all right? But he also lived in Southeast Asia, where I used to live, all right? And he lived specifically in Burma, and now called Myanmar, which is right next to Malaysia, where I was living, and writes about shooting an elephant. And then we get an article called Our Beastly Appetites by Dana Goodyear. It's kind of an environmental type article. And then we have The Extremist by Michael Spector. Brilliant essay. Those of you who are really interested in animals, it's about cosmetic testing and what it does to animals, that kind of thing. So I really provide you with fiction and nonfiction in this case for this particular unit. So as usual, we have your week 7 essay. You guys are doing really well. I'm very impressed. As a matter of fact, I told my administrators at Trine, what a great class this is, what good writers you all are. So thank you so very much. Make my work fun, all right? Discussion 5 is very, very important because next week, okay, week 8, final week, is a very, very short week. You have a major project due on Wednesday to peer review. Then you have to finish peer review and turn it into me by Friday because I have to have a short week so I can get this stuff graded because I have to turn my grades in Sunday night. Really difficult situation for me. So what I'm doing with the discussion is I'm getting you to choose the authors that you're going to do your PowerPoint on. You're doing a PowerPoint next week. 3 different authors. All right, and it's not a biographical PowerPoint. Please keep that in mind. This is not a biographical story. This is an analytical presentation, very, very similar to that first analysis that you did using literary theory, that kind of thing. But in this case, I'm simply asking you to trace the threads between 3 of your favorite authors from this course. They need to be things you read in this course. I'm trying to keep you focused, okay? Those of you who have an interest in education, and I know many of you do, you really should go all the way down to the bottom of the Moodle to where it says optional resources. And there's a brilliant video, it's an hour long, by Temple Grandin. Temple Grandin is an adult grown woman with very serious autism, all right? But yet she goes out on the speaking circuit and she's highly regarded in animal rights areas and in educational areas, okay? And she's no flaming liberal or anything like that. She's actually gone out and helped major meat packers take better care of the animals into their final instant, all right, so that they produce better meat, all right, and it's better for the animals too. Okay, so this is not a vegetarian type story, although there's plenty of that, but it's understanding animal behavior from the animal's perspective. And those of you who are educators and might be dealing with autism, this is fascinating too. It's an hour long, so it's special. So you need to have a desire to watch this. But our daughter, our oldest daughter, who's an autism specialist, getting her PhD in that field, has met Temple Grandin, has gone to her lectures, has talked with her personally, and uses her material all the time with her own autistic student. So for those of you education majors, please go down to the bottom of the Moodle and spend some time with Temple Grandin video. It's terrific. She's a terrific human being. So I think that's pretty much it. I'll get back with you early next week, okay, to talk one more time about the PowerPoint. There are examples over there. I think at this point you need to turn it week 8 to the week 8 tab and start looking at that, because as I said, you need to prepare. It's a short week. So hey, congratulations, you guys are doing great. I really appreciate it.